You know, 16 years ago, a woman took a bunch of her friends on a swim from Manly Beach to Shelly Beach and back and started swimming every day, and the group started getting bigger. That woman was Julie Isbill, and what she didn't realise then was that she was starting the biggest ocean swimming group in the world. I thought I'd catch up with her this morning while she was in Sydney and just ask her how it all started.
There's now been over 26,000 people that have ever swum with us that we know of.
26,000 people
have ever swum with us, unique swimmers.
So started Boxing Day 12 years ago.
16 years ago.
16 years ago with 5 friends.
Hey, how are you?
With 5 friends, and then you went each day after that, did you?
We've never missed a day.
So that was you and 4 friends, and then the next day the same gang went again.
And a few more. And a few more. And a few more. And then Michael was away, and Michael came back on about day 4 or 5, and so then there was some guys.
Yeah.
And then there was anybody. And then there was the old and bold in the surf club, and so after about a week or 2, people were like, well, "What are you going to be called?" And somebody said, "Oh, the Bold and Beautiful." And then the next day somebody said, "Oh, the Desperate Housewives." And we were like, "We'll be Bold and Beautiful, thanks."
So there was an old and bold club in the surf club, an old and bold swim group.
Old and bold group in the surf club, and they used to train 3 mornings a week, I think it was, on boards. They maybe still do.
Yeah.
And we used to do board training and running and a bit of swimming. And they used to go, I think, a little bit before us. And but you had to be a member of the surf club to do that because they're using equipment.
Yeah.
And so somebody just randomly, jokingly said this name, and it stuck. And then we swam through summer, and then we used to have coffee afterwards. And then Michael would say, "What are we going to do to keep everyone going over winter?" So we came up with the winter challenge that you had to swim 20 swims over 7 weeks, and then we came up with the badge.
All right, the badges, yeah.
And then we started logging the swims. So I used to have a piece of paper initially, and I used to tick people off. And then it got too big to handle a piece of paper, or a few pieces of paper. So then I got a teacher's app, and I used to sign people in on the app. And then we got too big for the app. The app kept crashing. And then we used to have monthly nibbles. And I was saying one of the monthly ones, what are we going to do? Like, what else can I do to log the swims? And Debbie said, "Oh, I know someone that could program something."
Yeah.
And she dobbed in her husband. And Magnus set up our logging website.
Is that the one we've still got now?
The one we've still got now.
Okay, that iLog.
Yeah.
And the Pacific Challenge?
So that all came as part of the iLog. Everything just gradually evolved. People had ideas. I think Magnus used to row when he was at Cambridge, and he had the bumps, which is also part of the Pacific Challenge, which is a different graph form. So I think that might have been his idea to come up with the Pacific Challenge, and individually swim around Australia, but collectively as a group swim around the world. Just ways to keep people engaged, motivated, as if you need a reason.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a beautiful spot, isn't it?
Oh, as somebody said to me yesterday, you're working from a pretty good base.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like me, you've been to lots of places around the world. I've never seen a more beautiful spot to swim than this particular stretch of water.
It's absolutely spectacular. And the fact it's a no-take aquatic marine reserve just makes it that even more special. It's just absolutely teeming with marine life.
Yeah. So you get to see fish and rays and turtles and all sorts of things.
Yes.
So you obviously had a group of people around you that were keen to grow this as well, and 2 of those people were Ian and John. They got involved pretty early, didn't they?
So everybody's involved, right? Every swimmer makes it count. It wouldn't be true it wouldn't be here without the swimmers. So everybody's involved. I'd say pretty much Michael and I did every swim for the first 4 years until I got offered med school and over WA.
You did it every day for 4 years. Pretty much.
There would be very few swims we missed. For 4 years, for the first 4 years.
Yeah.
And then when I got offered med school in Western Australia, I couldn't find any way of managing to swap to the East Coast. And Ian and John kindly offered to step up and be the main front land contingent, to be the face and keep it going. And then we got a team of volunteers to offer to blog for us every day, and we got a team of volunteers to do the welcome emails. Tim and Linda kept looking after the website. John and Ian were the front men plus the behind the scenes men.
Yeah.
And then thankfully everybody's got behind it and kept it going, and it's bigger than ever. And I think the thing that I'm most proud of is that the fundamentals never changed. It's still inclusive for anybody that wants to participate.
Yeah.
It's a true community event. It's free for everybody. It's run by volunteers, and everybody's equal in the pair of swimmers.
Yeah.
And no matter how big we've got, that fundamental ethos hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty special.
And that was what you originally instilled. It's like an idea of like, as you say, everyone's the same in a pair of swimmers. There's no hierarchy or.
If you want to race, there's plenty of races around.
Yeah.
But this is for people that want to get up and have a swim with like-minded people. As Michael used to say and still says, you need a reason to get up, you need some physical exercise, and you need some social contact. And this is the perfect tonic.
This gives you all three. Plus it gives you some beautiful nature to hang out with too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And doesn't matter what the weather, doesn't matter what the ocean conditions, what the weather out of the ocean is. You never regret a swim.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things, when I first came here, 11 years ago, I thought it was a swim, which it is, but it's also, there's a very special spirit about that group of people.
It's community.
It's community,
Yeah.
Community at its best.
It is, it really is.
Yeah.
And unofficially, everybody looks out for everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their little group within the group.
Yep. Some crazy groups, like the guys back at the Drinks Express.
And that's healthy too. But at the end of the day, I think regardless of the little groups or bigger beliefs, everybody still identifies and would look out for anybody else within the bigger group, even if they're not in their little subgroup.
Yeah.
That's the everyday intimacy, but the ethos, the concept is still about the everybody.
Are you surprised at all at how big the group grew? From that original 5 friends back on that Boxing Day, I guess you had no idea then that there'd be, 10,000 members a few years later.
I
You wouldn't have
never
thought
thought
that.
I was setting up a swim group. I thought I was offering to take a friend for a swim.
But there wasn't like
None
this
of it-
vision that I'm going to build the biggest swim group in the world and
No.
have 10,000 members. And
There was no vision, no intent. It just evolved out of, I guess, a need that we didn't even know was there.
yeah.
And a need that is still being explored, expanded every day.
Yeah.
And I think once we realised what was happening, it was amazing, and the importance was to keep it about community and to keep it free and to keep it about the everybody. But we thought, we'd definitely get to a peak pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But now we have people travelling interstate, overseas. It's on people's bucket lists.
Yeah,
They find out about it overseas and they travel to Manly
Yeah.
to swim with the Bold and Beautiful.
I met a guy this morning, Matt, from London. He lives in the south of London. He's here for a month with his family, and this is on his bucket list of things to do.
It's incredible, right? It's incredible.
He Googled it, like things to do in Manly, found Bold and Beautiful Swim Group,
Yeah,
and he's down here from the UK.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very special. And then people choose, like we've had before, people with 3-4 generations, and what do they want to do? What does the grandfather want to do for his birthday? He wants all his family to come and swim with him.
Yeah.
With Bold and Beautiful. And it's those things that really help keep you grounded as to about what this actually means for people.
Yeah. So I mean, you've been away for a few years in Perth.
A few too many.
A few too many. So how does it feel coming back and seeing the gang again? It must.
It's incredible. On one level, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And on another level, I look around and I barely know anybody. But then amongst the crowd, there's still plenty of people I know. As I mentioned, the fundamentals are still the same. It doesn't matter if it's your first swim or your 5,000th swim.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
It's special for everybody. And I think when it was small, it was obviously a much more intimate. And you could be much more personal on somebody's first swim. But seeing people still welcomed this morning for their first ever swim, again, is possibly not as intimate for as long, but there's definitely still an intimate welcome, and that person still feels special.
Yeah,
and
they do. And the people on the welcoming team make a special effort to make sure everyone feels welcome, and they understand, because there are some rules as well, if you like.
Unofficial rules,
unofficial rules, like
enough
you
to
swim at
make
your
it-
own risk,
yeah.
and we swim to the point and stop, and swim to
Absolutely.
Shelly and let's go. There's a little bit of structure around it.
A little bit of soft structure just to help it remain functional.
Yeah.
And the welcome table people are incredible. I mean, clearly for years we never had a welcome table because we didn't need one. But this is all the stuff that just naturally evolves. People come up with ideas, they get incorporated, they're essential, and the community steps up and fills the void and helps keep it going. So it is still there today for some people's first swim, many people's first swim. I think someone said on New Year's Eve there was 20 people who was their first swim.
20 newbies, yeah.
20 newbies on New Year's Eve. I mean, still, after 16 years, it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. But yet there's still many originals as well.
A few of the OGs. I think the biggest day of the year is Australia Day.
I agree.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the speakers last year on Australia Day, and it was an amazing event. We had maybe 800 or 900 people
Yeah.
on the beach, listening to a few talks, listening to Advanced Australia's Fair, and then we all swim for Australia Day. It's one of the best days of the year. It's the biggest day for B&B.
And people go out of their way to bring somebody with them that hasn't done it before, and people go out of their way to swim slowly, wear flippers, maybe come on a board to help, because they know there's going to be a lot of newbies on that.
There are, and people find their own. Like some people want to race, as you said. Some people just want to look at fish, find turtles. Some people are wearing goggles and snorkels and fins, and it's all fine. There's no like
Whatever it takes. Whatever it
cares?
takes for you to be able to join in and be part of it.
and be part of the swim.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's great to have you back here. I'm just wondering if you've got like a message for the swimmers, like for the gang that's here, and also for anyone that's thinking about going for a swim at Bold and Beautiful.
So for everybody that's here, I'd say thank you. Thank you for swimming. Thanks for keeping B&B alive. Thanks for keeping it what it is for everybody's new swim today, just how special it was for your new swim when you first joined. Thanks for keeping it real.
Cool.
For anybody that hasn't swum yet, as long as you can swim, come down, join in.
Yeah.
I think it's intimidating, it's so big.
Yeah,
But the people on the welcome table help considerably to break that barrier and make it less intimidating. Find them somebody to buddy up with.
Yeah.
Reassure them there's somebody to have coffee with afterwards. If you're
Yeah.
new to the area, it's a great way to meet people, to meet like-minded people.
Sometimes I think it's more of a coffee drinking group than a swim group.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because the swim maybe takes 20 minutes, the coffee takes about an hour. So it's probably
At least.
probably more a coffee group than a swim group.
Only you can feel that you've earned your coffee and
You've earned your coffee.
you've had your physical exercise, you're on your high.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens throughout the day because you've had your swim. It sets
had
you
your
on
swim.
a really good
Yeah.
start for the day.
You've had the exercise, you've had the social contact, you've had the nature.
Yeah, you got out of bed.
Got out of bed.
Sometimes that's the hardest thing to do.
Well, Julie, I think it's really awesome that you started this.
Thank
On
you.
behalf of all the guys in Bold and Beautiful, past, present, and future, we just wanted to thank you for kicking this whole thing off.
Thank you for swimming, for caring, and here's to B&B and many, many, many more swims to come.
Many more. Cheers, Julie.
Cheers.
Bye.
You've got to love Julie's passion and all those original values like community and support and that nature and that swimming, bringing that combination of values together, which obviously attracted a bunch of swimmers to the biggest swim group in the world and a bunch of great people to help her build it and bring it to where it is today. One outstanding lady. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.